if you want. Close the door, take their wheelchairs off them. Let me finish, okay? I'm not going to just yank it out from under them. Like, they can sit down somewhere else, get rid of the wheelchairs, throw them in a skip, or maybe send them to the hospital. Okay, that would be a nice thing to do. And then the key point here is you wheel out 8 new wheelchairs with added suspension. Didn't think of that building's office, did you? Then you started pulling off Front Square. Much easier thing. But I was actually walking in, I was in college, and I was walking through a door, and this girl was about 4 yards behind me. That's fine, 4 yards. I have no problem with that. I'll hold the door. It's only 4 yards. I'll hold the door for up to 7 yards. That's where I draw a line. If I look back and I see she's 4 yards, I say, that's fine, that's 4 yards, I'll hold the door. But the thing is, I held the door for 4 yards. She didn't even say thank you. And if you're 4 yards away, I expect a thank you. It doesn't have to be audible, it could just be sort of like, cheers. You don't have to give me a hug and a kiss. I like a bit of eye contact. If I'm 4 yards behind someone and they hold the door for me, I've got 2 different ways. If it's a guy, I'll probably go like this. I'll be like, cheers. It's sort of like a man. He's like, yeah, all right. I do it in the gym as well. It's like, all right, how's it going? Cheers. You using them? Yeah, no. Actually, a good thing, speaking of the gym, if you're ever in the gym, the best thing to do if you want to look really cool but not do anything is you go straight into the gym, you do a lap of the whole thing, just walking around, put some water in your face, go up to the biggest guy with the biggest weights that are way too big for you, but no one's going to know that, because you just go up to him while he's mid-bicep curl, he's like, oh, and you just go, mate, are you using them? He's like, yeah, I'm using these. I was like, alright, no, it's just I'm the same weight as you, but I'll come back tomorrow, it's okay. No one ever knows, but yeah, where was it? Oh yeah, okay, so then that's the guy, it's like, cheers. If it's a girl, then it's the opposite, it's sort of like, thanks. It's sort of like, yeah. Thanks very much. So like, cheers, thanks, cheers. Oh, sorry, that's a girl. I cheers the girl. Sorry. Yeah, but if it's more than 4 yards, then well, it's more of a gesture, isn't it? I think if it's 8 yards, though, I'm just not going to let you in. I'm going to get to the door, I'll turn around, I'll say, I'm sorry, you're 8 yards away, but I'm not going to let you in. So I'll just let the door close. And I have to do it. You have to stick to your principles. Even though from their point of view, it might look like I'm turning around, I'm looking up and down, and I'm saying, no. And I'm closing the door in what I presume is your face. But you've got to stick to principles. 7 yards, obviously, it's a big deal. It's a journey that you share together. If you hold the door for 7 yards, it's difficult because you just never know what to say. You have to say something. I always get kind of nervous because I know I have to say something to them. One time, I held the door for a guy for 7 yards, and he did that thing where he's like, oh cheers, and he ran. And I was there holding the door. I was like, you literally could have walked faster than that if you hadn't done that weird running thing. You actually slowed down there. But I didn't say it out loud because I was nervous. I didn't know what to say. He gets to the door eventually, and he goes, thanks. Which is actually quite a normal thank you. And I just go, 7 yarders, eh? What are you going to do? And he just goes, okay. But the worst thing about doors is obviously the double door situation. If you have a door and then another door with nothing in between, there's no need for 2 doors, but people put them in there just for no reason. That's why everyone hates hospitals, isn't it? Double doors. The smell is okay, the food's fine. I don't mind death, it's just the double doors. That's why I can't go to hospitals. But the thing about double doors, if you're the person in front and you see there's someone behind you, eye contact. You hold the door, eye contact. You hold the second door, eye contact. There's too much eye contact, it's too intimate. It's a small space, you know what's going on. You've only just met them, but it's sort of going too fast. Where are we going in this relationship? I don't even know. And you just break down in tears. Or maybe that's just me. The only thing worse than being in front is if you're the person behind, you've got 2 choices. You've got 2 choices. You can either walk through, and it's a bit weird, you can just go, thanks. But that's a bit weird, it's a bit too much, isn't it? You don't sound like a broken record. So I like to do this, it's a strategy that I've devised. It's called the blank thank maneuver. You can use it at home if you want. Basically, it's where you save up all your gratitude for the last one, so you're like, blank? Hey, thanks! And it works really well because he's like, oh, he was so grateful, and you're like, that wasn't awkward at all. And so it's really good. But the only danger is if you use the blank thank, and you think it's going well because you blanked him on the first one, but you don't know that he's thinking, he just didn't thank me. He didn't thank himself. Don't expect me to hold the second door if you didn't thank me at the first one, and he slams the door in what he presumes is your face. I'll finish up with a little story. So I'm going to move this. I should have moved it earlier, but that's the thing comedians do. I think they move this, and then they play with this, and then they sort of do this like they're a rock star, but they're not really. And then they drag it around the stage for a while, and then they put their balls on the drums. Yeah, no, I'll finish with a story. It's a lovely story, you probably heard it before. It's about how the marathon began. I don't know how much you know about how the marathon began, but basically, I'll set the scene, as storytellers do. Here we go, ancient Greece. Jesus, that was quick. We've gone so far back already. Ancient Greece. We're 26 miles outside of Athens in a town called Marathon, and there's a mad battle on between the Greeks and the IRA. It's 1641, and it's a big battle. The future of Greece rests on the result of this, and it's a 6-day-long battle, and they're fighting like tooth and nail. And eventually, the Greeks went out. Come on! And the captain gathers them together. He's like, oh, I'm so proud of you guys. Guys, you did a great job. You can all go out and pensions now. You've done everything you need to do, except that one of you has to run to Athens right now for 26 miles and tell them that we won. Okay, see you later. And all the soldiers are like, oh, Jesus. They're absolutely fucked. They're like, oh, God. And none of them want to do it, obviously. They're already wrecked. They've just won a battle. So that they all look around each other like, oh Jesus. And this was one of the greatest inventions the Greeks have ever given us. It's something we still use today. They were just enlightened at one moment. None of them wanted to do it. And they all just said, Nigs. Philippides. It was Philippides. What do you mean? Chris didn't even say it. Yeah, I did. No, he did. No, Chris did say it. No, I didn't. No, yeah, did I say it? I did. No, Philippides. It was Philippides. Philippides knew the rules. He knew the rules. Nigs is a Greek word. He understood what was going on. He had to do it. So he had to go. He just had to go immediately, and he said, I may as well get over it. So off he went. He was running, and it's a long way, and there's a mountain in between, and eventually it was very nice of Chris actually to come over after a few minutes and say, listen, Philippides, I know we've had our differences just there, but you should stop running up and down. You're not going to get anywhere. Go in a straight line. And Philippides was like, okay, that was very good of you. Okay. So he goes in a straight line all the way to Athens, and that's where all the big boys are. Socrates, Plato, they're all waiting there. They're all waiting there for the big news, because they want to find out if they won. And so they're all in the one room. Philippides bursts in the door. The whole room goes quiet. It's like, oh my God, he's here. He's here. He's like, what news from Marathon? Or something like that. And Philippides is like, oh my God. And there's a deathly silence in the room. And then, for no apparent reason, somebody runs up and wraps Philippides in tinfoil. No one knows why. We still do that today. No one really knows why. It's like, oh, I'm cold after I ran the marathon. Put a jumper on, okay? It's really just so people can walk around Dublin and say, don't believe I did the marathon? Check out my cape. Yeah, it's tinfoil. So the room is deathly silent. He's like, oh God. So he's like, what news? He's like, victory. And everyone's like, yes, come on! And they're all going crazy. They've never been so happy in their lives. And the second invention ever that's great by the Greeks.
That's actually...
What? Anyway. Here we go. Second greatest invention ever. They're all like, yes, come on. But all they had in the history of celebration before was the underhanded fist pump. And that just wasn't enough for them. But it never struck them before to just, I don't know, do an overarm fist pump. It just didn't strike them. Like it wouldn't strike any of us to go to a funeral wearing a live panda. It's just something that would never come into your mind, and it never came into their mind until then that you could celebrate in a different way other than the other arm fist pump. So they're like, yes, come on, but they're like, I'm too happy for just this. I'm not playing golf. I'm doing more than that. I can do more than this. And they're all simultaneous. They're all just like, oh my God, what's going on? Yes, yes. They're getting outrageous. They're like, 10, yes. Oh, what was that? The high five, ladies and gentlemen. The Greeks invented the high five. Yes. Everybody high five yourself. That was really good. So then they're all going wild. They're going absolutely wild. But then Socrates, he was a bit quieter than the rest, he says, oh, hey lads, whoa, wait a second. Philippides on the ground. He wasn't moving. He's dead. He's dead. And he was a national hero on the ground here. And Socrates, everyone was devastated. Socrates said, he spoke for all of them, he was like, he just ran 26 miles and he's dead. He did this for us, 26 miles and just died. And bear in mind now, at this point in the history of the marathon, everyone who'd ever done it had died. Yet in the room, they were devastated, obviously, and Socrates sort of spoke for all of them because he looked around, they were all thinking the same thing. He looked down at Philippides, said, 26 miles, and he's dead. We should do this every year.